we carry Matthews, Mission, Martin, Bear, and Hoyt.
Okay, and
Oh, and G5.
and G5. And on the broadheads and everything, the same story. I know I
Yeah.
picked up my Rage.
We carry all different types of Rage, because Rage now has several different broadheads, with their latest being the hypodermic, which is a really nice broadhead.
Which doesn't fit, by the way, the CM doesn't fit the Full Metal Jacket, doesn't fit it.
No?
Nope, does not fit it, but the extremes do.
Yeah, okay,
So
well, the
we'll have to
Extreme
work on that.
has 2.3 inches, that's a pretty good sized broadhead.
Right. Are there any benefits with purchasing hunting gear from Smith Point?
Well, first of all, remember one thing, we are all experienced archers and hunters. So any information you need or any recommendations you need, we'll give you, and they'll be honest recommendations. So yeah, if you're a new hunter and you want to know, for example, what's a good broadhead, well then I'm going to ask you how many pounds are you drawing, and from there, and also what's your experience level. From there I'm going to recommend whichever broadhead is most suitable to you. So the biggest advantage that you get is our expertise, and then we're going to steer you in the right direction.
Yeah, I definitely want to talk about that. Also, in addition, I think when I purchased the Creed, the new Matthews Creed, I received a full year's membership at the range.
Right,
I
what you
believe
get
also,
with the
right?
purchase of a bow, you get a year's free shooting, it's unlimited shooting at the range. We give you a card, show it to us, and once we've seen that, we go ahead and use the range. But we've added something new. You get that, you get the free shooting, but we'll also give you a free lesson too.
I was going to mention that. I said, I'm pretty sure I got a free lesson with you coming up.
Yeah,
That I'll
right, you
have
do.
to-
You do.
that I'll have to capitalize on that. You know, I recently wrote an article that's profiled on our website, and it was basically buying local supports local hunting.
Right,
And the idea was that instead of buying at a box store or a Cabela's or what have you, or a catalog, it's so easy, you know, in your home, and you're just flipping through a catalog to just call up and place the order. But what people may not realize is that when you know, for me, as I look at hunting, if there's a brick and mortar in the community that you can go to, if you purchase from them and you feed into their business and you feed into their physical presence within the community, that engenders goodwill to the community at large.
right.
And you know, I think that's so valuable because you know, a lot of people, there's a lot of negativism towards hunting for whatever reasons, and we've always seemed to be, as hunters, on the defensive standpoint. But you know, we need to take initiative there. And I think that by supporting local organizations, you know, going down and purchasing from a local shop, you basically contribute to them remaining as a brick and mortar facility in the community, which I think is very important. And when I actually spoke to Jared, one of the things that he said is kind of what you alluded to, was that, you know, Christian, I see so many people, they come in and they say, you know, I bought this bow from Cabela's, or I bought this bow from wherever, and he said, you know, I can do so much for that archer if he just came in and, you know, talked to me a little bit, or you, or one of my employees about it.
Right.
So, you know, I would certainly suggest that everybody don't be lazy. You know, go down, visit Smith Point Archery or any local establishment for that matter. Support the local brick and mortar facilities. And I think that by doing so, it engenders goodwill for the hunting community at large.
Right.
There's no question about that. You know, when I was down there at Smith Point, I noticed on the rafters there's a number of picks, a lot of trophy bucks, a lot of so forth. So, what are you seeing out there this year? Let's get to the.
I'm seeing.
What are you seeing?
I'm seeing a good deer herd. I'm seeing a good deer herd. I've had a good season. I've seen some nice trophy class bucks. I've seen a lot of intermediate, and there's a lot of young bucks out there, as well as a lot of young does. So I see a healthy herd.
You seeing any trophies coming in from people visiting Smith Point?
I've seen quite a few, what we call hammers. Yeah, I've seen some big bucks.
Well, you gotta promise me to tell them then to join IHE
I will.
and to send us those pics,
Okay,
you know?
I will.
Because we'd appreciate that. Anything coming up for Smith Point that you'd like to talk about? I know I received a recent email about the youth league.
Well, we have a youth league starting on the 27th of this month, which is a great way, if you have a child who's interested in archery, to get involved, okay? And if you couple that youth league with a youth lesson, which I also give, you can both increase their skill and give them a reason to want to shoot. Because there's a lot of camaraderie in a league. Because these kids are put on a team and they make a lot of friends, and of course they have a lot of fun shooting. And with that, if they win, well, everybody gets something, but the winning teams get a little bit of a trophy, and everybody has a pizza party. And I get some of that pizza, which I think is pretty good. So that's coming up with the youth league, and we run several of those a year. And then we also run, we'll call it adult leagues, although you can still be a kid, but you need to be comfortable shooting at 20 yards. That's starting on the 8th of January. So those things are coming up, and we run those leagues all the way from the beginning of January until the beginning of the deer season in October. So there's always a reason to shoot.
Right.
Because we believe in that. We believe that you need to stay familiar with your bow in order to be an effective bow hunter, and to be fair to the deer, your hunting partners, and yourself.
Absolutely. Well, Craig, thanks for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
I hope you stick around for the last part of the show.
I will.
For the What's Hot segment of the show, but I really appreciate it.
Okay.
Everybody, be sure to go down to Smith Point Archery. They're located in Patchogue. And what's the physical address?
215 East Main Street in Patchogue. We are behind the shopping center. 215 East Main Street will bring you to a shopping center. Park at the shopping center, come around behind, and you'll see our door back there.
Is there a website or a telephone number?
Yeah, smithpointarchery.com.
Okay.
289-3399.
All right. You guys all get that? Hopefully you did. Well, thanks a lot.